Chairman, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Brigadier General Buba Marwa, has ordered a clampdown on the sale and use of nitrous oxide, also known as laughing gas. Nitrous oxide, which is also called N20, is a colourless gas used for sedation and pain relief by medical professionals. NDLEA boss said the order was in response to the gas being used for recreational purposes as a drug by some fun seekers. The demand for the substance has seen a sharp spike recently. NDLEA spokesperson Femi Babafemi, in a statement on Tuesday, said the agency would not think twice to punish anyone caught with the substance. He urged parents, guardians, and other stakeholders to be vigilant and warn their young ones against experimenting with or abusing the substance. The director of media himself at the NDLEA, Femi Babafemi, joins me now for a breakdown of this story just a little bit further. Thank you very much for giving us your time. Many Nigerians...
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Many Nigerians I have seen, like myself, have seen the video on social media of young persons intoxicated from the use of laughing gas. Please highlight for us again the potential dangers and risk associated with the misuse of nitrous oxide.
Basically, this is a gas that is actually meant for medical use, usually by dentists and medical professionals in the course of to sedate or give some sort of pain relief to their patients who are undergoing some minor medical procedures. But unfortunately, in recent times, we have seen a situation where a number of our celebrities are now glamorizing the recreational use of this particular substance, and that has almost given rise to a demand for it by party seekers, by fun seekers and party goers who try to make this a habit. And we feel because of the health implications of the long use of this particular substance, we need to do something urgently to cut it down and obviously get those involved to have to face the consequences of their action. And that was exactly what prompted the decision of the Chairman Chief Executive of the agency today, while taking some other consultations with other stakeholders, especially the Federal Ministry of Health, to see the possibility of actually banning this particular substance or bringing it under total control, just like we've seen happen to other, some other opioids like tramadol and codeine. So, but pending when we're able to get other stakeholders to agree with us to do this, then we have to go all out. At the moment, has been already directed by the Chairman Chief Executive of the agency to ensure that those involved in illegal sale and illegal use of this particular substance are brought to book by clamping down on them to ensure that they don't mislead a number of our innocent young people who may not know the consequences of abusing this particular substance, because we've discovered that for those who abuse this substance, they face quite a lot of medical complications ranging from hallucination to loss of breath, and ultimately a number of them develop psychiatric symptoms like this neurological complications, which ultimately those are not good for their mental health.
Sure.
And that's why we have to come out openly against this.
I quite agree with you. Just before I came on the news, I did see a picture being condemned, a celebrity being called out by a doctor for posting a picture of that. Young people are quite impressionable these days, especially with the advent of social media. But have there been any notable cases or instances where individuals or groups have been apprehended for involvement in the illegal sale and use of, for the purposes of this conversation, laughing gas?
Well, this is actually a development we started monitoring not quite long, and in fact, about 3 weeks ago, indeed, the medical doctor whose tweet generated some reactions today on social media was actually on our Twitter space, where we had a conversation about this to educate the young people about the dangers of experimenting or abusing this particular substance. We had that conversation just about 3 weeks ago, and when we monitored the development, we saw again that some of our celebrities who are supposed to be role models to the young people, rather than being good role models, they are also coming on social media to glamorize or glorify the use of this particular substance. That's why the agency has to come up fully today to direct all our commands and formations across the country to move all out and ensure that illegal sale and use of this particular substance is no longer allowed. And that's exactly what we'll be witnessing in the coming days, because anyone found with this particular substance illegally in possession of this or use of it, then such persons will have themselves to blame.
So, if I may interject to ask you, how do you propose to go about this clampdown, really, when you have said yourself that this laughing gas is so easily accessible? Have you considered other approach aside from the Twitter space you've had? Are there other approaches you are considering?
Yeah, absolutely. There already a circular already issued to all our commands and formations today, directing them to look out for this either at all the entry points, at the seaports, at the airports, intra-city, intercity highways, and within our communities. Anywhere they are found, they have a responsibility to seize them, especially those in possession illegally or those who are who are using it illegally. Apart from that, our commands and formations also have a directive to go all out and sensitize the communities and other stakeholders in their areas of responsibilities to ensure that they educate the people about the dangers of the young people or other fun seekers or party goers abusing this particular substance, so that they don't get carried away by what they see the celebrities do on the social media. Again, we also have a responsibility. We have our eyes on some of the celebrities who are making use of their platforms on social media to mislead the young people. We have our eyes. There is already an instruction on that on them, and we will move against those we find doing the wrong thing in this regard.
Okay. How can members of the public contribute to help your efforts at eradicating the illegal sale and use of the laughing gas?
By giving information, that is key. Now that the public, now that we have raised the alert, we have raised the alarm about the dangers of abusing this about abusing this substance. Now the public, members of the public, have a responsibility to give us information, to give us hints about areas or locations where this particular substance is being sold illegally, and where people who use them, who abuse them, also wherever they gather to do this, whether in parties or rendezvous, wherever they gather to abuse this particular substance. Members of the public now have a responsibility to hint, to inform the agency, and then they leave the rest to us to act. In addition to that, a number of our agents, undercover agents, have also been sent out on the intelligence gathering to locate wherever all of these are happening, so that we can do what is expected of us to do in this regard.
Mr. Babafemi, thank you very much for speaking with us and for all that you do.
Thank you very much for having me. It's my pleasure.